We have another very special keynote speaker tonight. Mayor Cook, I'm not sure if you remember, but I used to be a sound guy across the street. You do remember, because you saved me from falling off the stage the first time I met you when I was trying to fix your mic. Ta-da! He saved my life that day. Mayor Cook was born on February 27, 1946 in Brooklyn, New York. He graduated from Immaculata High School in 1964, received his bachelor's degree in business from the University of Texas at El Paso, UTEP, in 1977, and in 1993 received an alternative certification in special education, also from UTEP. Mayor Cook has lived in Northeast El Paso for most of his life, where his family has owned and operated several Northeast businesses. He served in the United States Army from 1966 to 1971, served as a District 4 City Council representative for the city of El Paso from 1999 to June 2005, and was subsequently elected mayor of El Paso in 2005. He was re-elected in June 2009 and is currently serving his second four-year term as mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome guest speaker, Mayor Cook. How you doing, sir?
Thank you. And Adam, the only reason I rescued you is because I knew you were going to be a teacher. So, not really. But you know, the worst thing that we could do is to teach our kids to graduate school successfully, but not be equipped to face the real world when they did. To teach our children to pass a test, but not to be able to pass the test of life. And that's, unfortunately, is the direction that education in the United States is headed right now. Focus on things like tax tests, even though they're important, they're not what we really need to teach our children. And we need to teach our children not just to compete with the kids who graduate from the school down the street, and not just to compete with the kids that graduate from the schools in New Mexico and Colorado and New York City, but to compete with the kids who graduate from schools all over the world. We no longer live in an isolated economy. We live in a global economy, and the worst thing we could do to our children is to send them out there not being able to succeed in life. And the game has changed. The focus on math and science is more important than ever was before. If you just look at the curriculums that they're turning students out in China, and Dr. Vasquez is exactly right, the number of kids in gifted and talented in China are well exceeded, but there's a reason for it. The reason is, in China, not everybody gets an education. The only kids who get to go on to advanced high schools and colleges are the cream of the crop. So we're at a competitive disadvantage from the get-go. If the minute our kids get out there, they can be a regular kid, and we're going to pour in public education all the resources that we can into them, where in China, that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is it's survival of the fittest, and the others go by the wayside. That being understood, we just realized that we have a bigger challenge in the United States to make sure that our kids are competitive with the cream of the crop from places like India and China. And we can do that, but only if we have the educational facilities that are ready to turn those students out. And our kids at Harmony have proven that they can do that. And that's not to put the other school districts down. There's some remarkable successes in Socorro Independent School District, Canutillo, El Paso, Isleta, and the other school districts. They've had remarkable successes. But where they're missing the boat, unfortunately, is they're not putting that emphasis on math and sciences. And that's what we have to do to make our kids successful in the future. I was reading an article recently in Newsweek magazine, and the title of the article is Where the Jobs Are and How to Get Them. And was some really good graphic charts that were in there that showed that if a kid didn't graduate high school, that the possibility of him earning a good living was really very, very limited. He would have to be lucky enough to win the lottery. And if a kid just graduated high school, his chances of getting a really good job were still extremely limited. 2 years of an associate's degree, a little bit better chance. A 4-year college degree, a much better chance. But those who graduated with doctorate degrees and other degrees, multiple degrees, they're the ones who are going to succeed in life. They're the ones who are going to have the good paying jobs. And they're the ones that are going to lead this country and make sure that we remain a leader. But if we don't focus on that, then shame on us. Because our most important asset as parents, grandparents, and as a nation are our children. And if investing just a little bit of money into them is not going to cut it, but investing into their education to make sure that they can compete globally, that's what's going to make sure that the United States remains a leader in this world economy. So I want to congratulate the folks at Harmony. I've had that was my stomach, excuse me. No, not really. Whoop. And I didn't even touch the dessert. But I want to congratulate the folks at Harmony because they have seen what it takes to compete in the global economy, and they're investing it in our children. I've had the opportunity to go out to several of their schools. As a matter of fact, my wife actually does the food service at Harmony on the east side. I've got to talk to the kids at Harmony in Northeast, and I can tell you we have some really bright kids out there and some really talented teachers who have dedicated their lives to making sure that our kids are equipped to survive in a global economy. So thank you, and God bless you, Harmony.